Boom. Let me get a one if you can hear me. I'm on this device, y'all, and this device is literally running out of memory because I click save on every goddamn thing and it's ridiculous. So the memory being full, I think that has it moving a little slow, but let me know if y'all can hear me good. Yup, there it is. They can hear me. What's going on, Chocolate Goddess? What's going on, Live Life? We have cute Casey in the building. She says, hey, ladies. Bella Goth is here. Pony Bitch is here. Pretty Goddess. Aisha B. Sexy Butterfly is here. We have Unseelie here. Well, I got to sneeze, y'all. Ciao. Just when I'm going live, got to sneeze. The Architect is here. Princess Wells, how are you? Discarded Roses, hey you. Miss Mammy Slayer, how are you? Good to see you in the building. We have NYX is here. Awesome Auntie is here. Everybody here. Hey, baby queen. Y'all, it say the math ain't mathing. It is true. It's true. Do you realize we come on here twice a week? Everybody that comes on in the whole YouTube sphere has access to the same numbers we have. But for some reason, everybody's interpreting it different. And from what I was taught when I was in school and college and all these different institutions, that math is universal. How are we coming up with all these different explanations for what the stats say? The stats say one thing. The mammies say it says another. The Dusties say it says another. SJW says it's another. Then we have our own set here. Then you got fence sitters, and some days they interpret it one way and they interpret it the other. Here's the facts. You, black woman, are murdered 3 times more likely than any other race of women. Let me say that again. You, black woman, are murdered 3 times more at the hands of your significant other than all other races of women. And who do black women date mostly? Black women aren't divested. Black women haven't left the community. Black women, for the most part, want to be partnered with a Dusty. Hopefully, he's not quote unquote that bad. That's the hope. Maybe he can go 50-50 with me. Maybe he can, not whoop my ass. Maybe I'll just keep him around, even though he's Dusty's, to try to make it seem like there's a father in the house for the children. A myriad of reasons. Some of them are just to say, hey, I got somebody. You don't, bitch. Going against other black women. But for whatever reason, the numbers get twisted when the numbers are available to everybody that has access to a device and a Wi-Fi connection. How is that? How is it? Lately, I've also been seeing all men are bad, no matter what race they are. This is the new one. Ladies, let me tell you something. Let's just say what they're saying is true. All races of men are bad. Just bad. Just whoop your ass. Just whatever. We got to get some math going here. Let's just pretend to be mammies for a second. All men commit domestic violence. All men will cheat on you. All men don't have money. It's just, you need to pick your poison, is what they say. Well, here's the deal. Outside of the personality traits of the individual, you have group identifiers. And generally speaking, after you do all of your math, Dusties are still losing. Because they're on the same list with the other races of men. Remember, we putting them all up there. We're going to put them all on the same starting block. The problem that you have and you run into is the fact that there's a group of men that's on that same sheet of paper that conquered them. So by default, they'll never be on the same level as them. You can't be conquered by someone and be equal to them at the same fucking time. It's impossible. So what the Blackistani spear likes to do is say, hey, in every group, you got men that are alcoholics, which is true. You got men that'll cheat on you, which is true. We got in every group, somebody will fuck you up. This is true. Even if we gave them that, there's no answer for the fact that their preferred group is conquered and have been conquered for hundreds of years. Let's say if we gave you that, which I got some opposing opinions having to do with that, but we'll just say all of them make the same money. All of them leave women as single mothers. They just all fucked up. Don't matter what their background is, they fucked up. How do you account for them being on that list but being conquered by some group that's on that same list? How do you account for that? Ebony?
Really, you can't, other than look at the group who's committing the most atrocities against women. You really, the math ain't mathing, but the math can math if you look at the right thing. The CDC and Pew Research found the same thing, that domestic violence victims who are killed the most are Black women, and it's usually through a firearm. Now, okay, every group of God, they have their bad apples, but it seems to me that we have more than most.
That's a fact.
If you look at the numbers, if you just look at the raw numbers and basically keep your feelings and your feels out of it, the numbers don't lie. If anything, they actually undercount some things, and what we have is bad enough.
Mm-hmm. That's a fact. There will be no answer for this because we made a concession temporarily that all men are bad. Okay. We still not accounting for the fact that one of those groups have to go to the other group for their sustenance, their jobs, their inclusion, their education, and all that shit. So that by default alone, even if what they said was true about all men, you still don't have an answer for that. And the answer is your men are weak, they're conquered, and they don't have the ability to do what other groups of men does. It's just the fact of the matter, Aaliyah.
Well, I mean, I guess for me, I'm just not understanding why a comparison even has to be made in the first place. Um, it doesn't matter what another group does. It's to me that's the equivalent of when you catch a child doing something and they always tell you, well, little Ronnie did it too, or this person did it too, or that person did it too. They always have to push it off on somebody else instead of letting it stay where it is. And you have to constantly remind them, well, we're not talking about them. We're talking about you. You were the one that got caught with this. So let's keep the focus where it is. But they don't want to do that. So every single time they take the childish and the coward way out. That's the next best thing. We'll just go ahead and deflect and talk about what everybody else is doing instead of just staying focused on what it is that we're doing and the group that you're a part of and the shit that you're doing. Let's talk about that. So that's always the cop out. It always has been. And the stats don't change. The stats are what they are. And like Ebony was saying, if anything, this is based on what's reported. So imagine all the shit that's not being reported. But of course, they always have a complicated relationship with the truth and facts. So they're going to make twist it to mean whatever it is that they want it to mean. And what they want it to mean is that all Black men are not really that bad. So whatever stat that they can find that will tell them that, and that's what they go with. It doesn't matter. So
My problem is they don't know that somebody sees straight through that shit. I had a person in my comment section that name, you know, was basically saying that they were exposing the Black community. That's not their username, but that's what it meant. And she came up under the comments and said that y'all worship white men. I'm like, what? What? I'm sorry. What does that have to do with what we're talking about? Bitch, I have seen what male worship look like, and Mammy's got that shit on lock. I'm talking about can't nobody out worship them. Praise and worship dance. I'm talking about glorify his name ass shit. So yeah, the deflection is there. The deflection is very, very tiring. And it's like, you know how you see some shit, everybody sees the same fucking thing, but it's certain bozos in that crowd that you have to say, hey, don't touch that fire, back up, don't touch that shit. It's self-explanatory to you, but you still got bozos out there that don't want to let it go. I'm talking about they got a white knuckle grip on the fact that they want somebody to recognize these niggas for something that they haven't done. Elle, what you got?
Boom, I'm here. Okay, so what was the question again? Hit me one more time.
What you think about the stats and the deflection and all the bullshit? Because we all have access to the same numbers. We do.
Mm-hmm.
But the mammies will get the fuck up here and twist it to their advantage or twist it to the Dusty's advantage when the numbers haven't changed. I mean, they're available they're not hidden. All you got to do is make Google your friend. By the way, happy International Women's Day, by the way. And you can see the numbers for yourself, but somehow, some way they are able to finagle that shit into saying what they wanted to say.
Mm-hmm.
So
what I have to say about that is that, look, when you talk to most Black people, they don't even speak from a place of logicality or reasoning. They don't speak from a place of logicality or reasoning. They're always speaking from like a victim mindset and from an emotional mindset. So they go off of their emotions, not off of what's logical and what's factual. So I feel like that's the problem. And I feel like as long as that's happening, you're never going to be able to get anywhere with them or reason with them when it comes to, when you provide the stats. Because I've said certain things to people and they be like, oh, well, no, that can't be right. Well, no, it is right. Let it go and get over it. You know what I'm saying? But Look, they don't want to, and sometimes you just got to let people be and stay in their delusion.
On top of everything else, y'all, with the with the way Blackistan presents things, this is not so new, but it's new because of the substance abuse epidemic that's going around. You are trying to equate someone having an overdose with someone getting ran over and getting their skull cracked in with a pipe. Let me say that again. Blackistan wants you to think that, oh, it's still a death, right? One where you get ran over and get your skull exposed and bashed in by a pipe, and you taking recreational substances while on a date. That's the same thing to them because it fits their narrative. Listen to me. I haven't seen anybody report on these deaths that I'm getting ready to report on, bitch. Where it's since you're so interested in drug use, interested in overdoses, interested in arrests, interested in all that little shit right there, why is it coincidentally, according to y'all, coincidentally, that it always involves a black woman and a white man? I tend to think there's a little bit of bullshit and sliminess going on, but we all know that. Did y'all miss this little motherfucker here? This happened around the same time that these deaths that y'all keep quoting on. Did y'all miss Quadrin Wilson? Did y'all miss him? Did y'all miss the fact that he sells a bunch of fentanyl and was arrested? Somebody died and he got out on $1,000 bond. Did y'all miss that? Let's not miss it. Let's not miss it because, you know, not all.
In other news, the man whose family says police shot him 5 times in the back is now accused of selling the drugs that killed someone in an overdose.
He said what he said. Where's your videos? Where's your video? Somebody died because of a substance he had, because you said that it was the same thing as bashing somebody in the head with a fucking pole. Where is the videos about Quadrin, Tyrone, Homeboy, Grape, whatever you want to call them? Where's the videos? I haven't seen them, and you had 3 weeks so far to get it done.
Adrian Wilson appeared in Dane County Court today. He now faces a felony count of delivering narcotics.
However, this charge does not mention the shooting incident and leaves questions about why nearly 24 officers were needed to arrest him.
Our Brady Mallory shares what we learned today. Brady?
According to the criminal complaint filed just today, someone passed out in a McDonald's on Milwaukee Street in Madison last April. That person later died. Prosecutors think Wilson sold someone fentanyl masked as heroin, which the victim then took. The victim's friend gave detectives.
I'll wait. Now, when they present these cases of Lauren, and listen, this is what happened. You notice they don't give a fuck about Lauren right now because there's someone new that passed away from fentanyl overdose. We're not going to talk about this. You want to talk about fentanyl overdoses? Let's talk about it. I have 18. I'm sorry. This is from one. I have 27 links since the beginning of February of your Kane selling the same shit and people dying. Where is the videos? I need those videos because you don't mind jumping in my inbox talking about when you're going to talk about this. I'm talking about it. I'm talking about it. And mammies, don't you want some policies put in place for when they go ahead and sell this shit and somebody ends up dying? Where's your petitions? Where's your pom-poms? Where's all that shit? Because you give a fuck about somebody dying from an overdose all of a sudden and didn't have the nerve to equate it with murder. Huh? Equate it to somebody running somebody over, strangling somebody, beating somebody with a goddamn bat, dismembering women. Remember, we've covered that shit too. Putting them in plastic bags and all that shit. You said that's the same. So where is the policy? Where is it? I can't see it.
Detectives a description and a pair of phone numbers, which led them to Wilson. Wilson's attorney argued the state's case is thin. Wilson's ID came through circumstantial evidence. His attorney also questioned Why now? Because the charge comes nearly a year after the victim died and was only filed after police shot Wilson on.
Now, remember, that's what y'all want to happen, right? Let's get this shit popping. Y'all want to have a Nancy Reagan just say no party? I got you. Let's get it popping. Let's go. Why? What, your device not working? You're not doing any research? You just scouring the internet to see what black woman died who happened to be with a white man? That's what you're doing? I suspect that's what you're doing with your stupid ass. Shane, what's up, babe?
Nothing much. See, you got it all wrong, DZ. Okay? Quadrin, however you pronounce his name, he was on his way to tutor and mentor some wayward youth when the cops just out of nowhere shot him and planted that shit on him.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
conspiracy.
Oh.
Girl, he was going to church. You know he was going to church to pray.
Yeah, leading worship.
Yes.
Pastor the youth.
Yes.
Let me tell y'all something, the ones that like to use Gmail. You're not going to be able to get me to do anything that you want me to do. You have to find another Gmail, send it to those women that still view you as an option, and say, hey, Miss Fence-Sitter, do you mind covering this for me? Because look, there's a black girl that died that got a Tinder date or whatever and she died of an overdose. Can you present this to everybody as if he dismembered her and put her in a bag? Please, can you do that? She'll be more than happy to do it because she doesn't want you to be presented that way. She wants to have hope for you. Find her Gmail and do it, because when you hit divestedzealot@gmail.com, I'm going to send you your nuts back to you in response, and you can wear them sons of bitches as earrings. Do you understand me? We're not going there. Nobody ever said there wasn't crime worldwide, because there is, but in our little corner, what we call the black community, you motherfuckers are monsters. Monsters. And these bitches that co-sign you and help you hide the bodies, fuck them too. Do you understand? They don't have to divest. I want them to keep you occupied. If they're going to be stupid and clowned out for you, they can keep you occupied. Maybe one of these mammies can keep you out of my inbox. How about that? Stay the fuck out of my inbox with the bullshit. And I'm glad it's smoke night, because we getting ready to have some smoke. Okay, let me move this off of here. Bring the witching hour up. Hey, witching hour, how are you?
Oh, hey, hun. How are you?
I'm awesome. How are you?
Well, you know what? I took some notes while y'all was over there talking, and what we forgot to cover is that when they say little Ronnie did it too, what they can't say is that their nigga corn had a job too. They can't say they took care of their kids too. They can't say they paid any bills too. They can't say they don't commit any crime too. They can't say they even come home at night too. But they never cover that either.
Listen, y'all. Oh, I forgot to read the title. I-Team, man agrees to prison in fentanyl death, 13-year-old Summerlin girl. 13. Okay. Here you go. Here you go. Here he goes. Why didn't any of you send this to my inbox? Dusties, mammies, why didn't I receive this one? You didn't see it? It's too new because this just happened this week. Was it too new for you? I'm not going. And I don't know why you're fixated. See, there's a bunch of women that have decided to go. They've decided to go. Okay. I want you guys over that fence. I want you guys to get away from what harms you the most. And unfortunately, it's the men you love so very much. Once you get used to not dealing with them, it comes second nature. It's like riding a fucking bicycle. It is. Here's your guy. Y'all know how to work Gmail. Where the fuck is it? Huh? Okay. I guess I ain't gonna get no answer on that. But it is smoke night. Somebody go ahead and share the link. And if you mammies want to answer me as to why I'm not getting those emails, I'll be more than happy to have you up here. Okay. Welcome to the panel, Divested Myrmicorn. Losing Taekwon, are you Dusty?
No, it's me, QEM, Auntie DZ.
Oh, girl, you driving your ass off. I'm finna bring you back to the back because you sound like you in a plane, honey.
Oh, okay.
I'll see you in a minute.
See you.
I see that it's smoke night. Hi, DZ. Hi, ladies. And I have a question that I'm hoping a mammy will call in and answer. So since we're saying that all men are equally bad, okay, fine, we'll give that to them. Why is it that other groups of women are not dying at the same rate as Black women? So if all of them are bad, I'm just hoping, since it's smoke night, we've given them this pass that all men are bad, that maybe someone can answer that for us.
Yeah, it should be a little bit easier now that all men are bad. That shit is tripped out. All men are bad. You can have 10 Tyrones tearing up a fucking room, and then you'll have one non-Black man helping them tear up the room. And guess who they're gonna talk about? Not the 10 motherfuckers. They're gonna talk about the one motherfucker. Okay. And by the way, y'all Dusties are very petty, by the way. I'm not concerned with nobody going out on no date and taking drugs when you got motherfuckers out here, New Jersey man, convicted of 3 murders, 3 attempted murders over a Facebook comment. Not even the post, a comment. A comment, y'all. This is how crazy these people are. You don't want it with me. Because everything that you point out that's being done on the other side of that fence, I got 10 of them that's doing it on your side of the fence. And when you don't want something to happen to you that's bad, you go ahead and go with the least likely to fuck you up. That's just common sense as far as I'm concerned. You want to have two wheels on your bike instead of one so you don't bust your ass. It seems like common sense to me. It's almost as if you motherfuckers are being disingenuous for the sake of being disingenuous and anti for the sake of being anti, to have something to talk about, right? I'm not here for the bullshit. Aaliyah?
Oh, they're most definitely being, disingenuous, because when things like this happen, you got all these Black people running around quoting Malcolm X and Martin Luther King and shit. Like, they all of a sudden started giving a damn about what happens to Black women. They're running around talking about how Black women are the most disrespected, unprotected, and neglected one person in America bullshit. And, but they always seem to skip the part that she's the most disrespected, unprotected, and neglected by the Black man.
Period.
So when cases like this, with Lauren Smith Fields, Asia Maynard, things like that, let's just be real. Asia Maynard was a single mother to 4 children. Now, what these Black men say about single mothers like her. And now they're trying to pretend like they all of a sudden give a fuck about what happened to her. And I'm just having a hard time believing that. But this is the shit that we deal with over here. Now, this woman was a single mother to 4. And we know exactly what Black men think about that. So miss me with it. It's all disingenuous. It's two-faced and it's self-serving, because the Black community seems to only find their voices when they suspect a white person has done something to one of us, particularly if it's a white man harming a Black woman. So they can try to use that as a cautionary tale to deter Black women from interracial dating. And I think it's trash-ass behavior by a group of trashy-ass people who would constantly try to use the death of Black women to try to not only derail the divestment movement, but to vilify divestors and to scare the women who are trying to open up their options. So they think they're constantly throwing these stories in our faces is going to deter us from dating out, when they know that what's waiting for us over here in Blackistan is far more damaging than taking our chances with another group of men could ever be. And all I got to say to that is, if you fall for that phony concern, Black women, you're a damn fool. Because white women have been getting Black men lynched since slavery, since that's their favorite era in history. And that has not deterred them from chasing Becky one bit. That has not deterred them. Okay, these people are afraid. They know that if Black women ever truly divest and move on, that the gravy train is over for a lot of these sorry, lazy ass sons of bitches that they call men. Because
Can
these
we be,
men
can
have
we
been
be honest?
abusing. Mhm.
Can we be honest?
Okay.
I don't even think white women got black men lynched. I think they basically just gave themselves up. I think they were going after. I mean, do you guys see the way they act like wild animals for some white women? I think they voluntarily just didn't give a
Okay.
fuck. They was just like, yeah, I know I'm
Absolutely.
about to be hung and everything, and
Yeah,
they were
we
here
can go
for
with
it.
that. We can go with that. But I'm saying that this is what they try to use. But by the same token, we could say that as well. The point is that nothing that has happened throughout history has deterred them from what they're doing right now, which is chasing the white man's daughters, his sisters, and his granddaughters. So they try to use the things like this as a cautionary tale to deter us. And that's why it's so disingenuous, because despite the history that you have, none of that has stopped you from chasing them. So you can't try to use, oh, well, let's just throw these cases of these white men up in their faces to try to deter women from interracial dating. None of that has stopped you. And what it is, like I said, it's coming back to the fact that they don't want women to divest because they know that the gravy train is over. If you give up and walk away and say, let's just go and start dating these other groups of men, then they don't have those living quarters that they can invade. They can't sleep on your couches. They won't be driving your cars or abusing your wallets and bank accounts or taking your kindness for a weakness. That they can't afford for all of that to end because they know that they have been able to count on Black women to always pick up the trash. We're the only group of women who will literally pull a dusty ass nigga out the trash, take him home, clean him up, feed him, fuck him, and help him get on his feet, only for him to turn around and then tell you, thanks for the lift, but you were never my type. I need somebody non-masculine, fit, friendly, soft, and feminine. So fuck you. So, they need us to stick around for that purpose, so long as you understand that it's not all of them. So that's why, like I said, the whole thing is disingenuous.
Well, talk
It's
about disingenuous. What? Okay, if you were so worried about these black women and whatever, why didn't, after the Civil War was over, take your ass, agitate for voting rights, agitate for better conditions for your people, instead of taking your ass in the 1800s, no mind you, to the SCOTUS, the Supreme Court, and say, "Can I marry this white woman?"
Mm,
That's why I
mm.
say nothing. They love talking about slavery, but even for all that happened during that time, they don't seem to have a grudge against white women for anything that happened.
Exactly.
So why? But they want us to hate white men on their behalf. That's always been the bullshit with them,
That
and
is
I
the
can't
bullshit.
stand that shit.
Yep.
We don't even have to go back to slavery with them and white women supposedly getting them lynched. Over the last few years, how many of them have been whining and crying about Karens calling the police and getting them put in jail and the police coming and shooting them and shit?
Oh, absolutely. That too. Excellent point. Absolutely.
But they
Whining to
still
black
have
women, nonetheless.
right, but they still have their head so far up a white woman's ass that you got niggas out here using the voices of black women. This is a TikTok video. Black women making us being mammies, talking about I love you, black men. I love you,
I
black
can't
men. I
stand that
love
shit.
you, black men. Instead of black men um, putting up a video saying I love you, black women, they took the fucking audio from the black woman's video and dubbed it over a bunch of random white women to make it look like white women were saying I love you, black men. Shit wasn't even matching their lips. It looked like one of them old fucking martial arts
Kung
movies.
Fu movies.
You know what? I mean, I'm sorry, but I don't care where his head is. I
Right.
don't care where the black man's head is. I don't
Facts.
care where his lips are. I don't care where his fists are, as long as they're not on me. I
That's a
don't
fact.
care. Okay, he can have 50 Beckys. Just stay away from decent black women who want to make a life for themselves.
Those
I don't
women
care
have
what they
to
do.
those women have to
Yeah.
make it clear that they don't want to be bothered with him because they'll entertain the shit, hoping that he's somehow a unicorn. And like I said, those motherfuckers don't exist. But take a look back at the screen real quick, y'all. Y'all know how we always say these motherfuckers are a protected class. While you sitting up here talking about what this motherfucker did over a Facebook post, they still over here talking about they still the victim. Look to your right, you see Emmett Till on the same fucking page where you got this animal killing someone over a Facebook post. I'm sorry, killing 3 people and attempting to kill 3 others. They are a protected class. That's a mind fuck. If you want to go over that goddamn story, put it on a different page, not on the same page where this motherfucker done attempted to kill 3 people, did kill 3 others over a Facebook post. You look stupid. And this is oxygen, honestly. It's oxygen, so we already know whenever a black woman touches something, she got to make sure she softens the blow. Ain't no way to soften this fucking blow. There's no way to do that shit. Serenity and Divest, are you dusty?
No, I am not, DZ.
Wonderful. What you got on this?
I had a question for them and basically the whole universe. Now that the black man has access to Becky and all the white women he claims he has access to, I wonder how many of them are going to die before they quit being a protected status.
I don't know. I just think that the black community has been what it has been since day one, since the big fucking bang. And there are not going to be any changes forthcoming from said community. So I don't know what these women are waiting on. I really don't. I have no clue.
Yeah, and I think the same men that talk about it's the white women that are getting them killed turn right around and chase the same said white women, while the mammies are over here still saving their ass, but they have all the smoke, all the hate, all the killing apparatuses at hand for black women.
Yeah, they direct their anger towards us for some odd reason. And when we ain't the ones, all we do is divest and talk shit. Those motherfuckers are literally fucking you up. They're fucking you up. But
And the problem with divested women is that we deflect. We deflect their bullshit right back to them. And that's a problem.
It is.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying earlier about the whole, divestment thing. That's what this is about. It's about vilifying us, trying to derail the movement and make people think that's why they're going around spelling divested, D-I-E, as if divestors against somebody killed just simply by encouraging women to day out. See, this is all the crap that they want to put out there about us, and it's all to deter women from dating out. And it's not because they care anything about these black women. It's because they fear losing their safety net from the black women. They have always been able to rely on us to keep taking in this trash, and they know that the gravy train will be over once we decide, look, we're moving the fuck on. We're tired of begging y'all to act right. We're just going to go ahead and divest. And they know if we start doing that in droves, it's over. And that's what they can't have.
After they say that, Aaliyah, though, they have to go ahead and do it. A lot of these women are out here saying, oh, we're leaving, but they never do leave. You watch their videos, and sometimes there's promotion of, Dusties in their channels. You'll see a Dusty sometime. You'll see them in comment sections bigging up Dusties after they just told you how bad the motherfuckers are. So when once you say you out of here, you need to be out of there because it's for your own safety at this point.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I agree. I'm not talking about the fence-sitting ones. I'm talking about, or the ones that don't know what the hell they want to do. I'm talking about the women that are genuinely tired and say, look, it's time to do something else and try something different because this is not working. So let me go ahead and open up my options and see what else is out there. Maybe I will find love in another group of men. There are a lot of fence-sitters and women that are bullshitting and playing games, but I really think that there are some women that are really getting tired of this shit. And I think they sense that, especially with social media. Like they are sensing a lot of us are pulling away from them, and that frightens a lot of people because they know that without black men, don't stand a chance. What do they have? Everything they have, we provide for them as women. We have been doing their job. We have been carrying this community. So if we start walking away in droves, that's it. That's it. Because they know no other group of women is going to tolerate the bullshit that we have. And on top of that, you motherfuckers are broke. You don't have a motherfucking thing. Everything you got is because you're relying on your women. That's it. So they already know if women start divesting in droves, look, we can't have y'all listening to them crazy bitches over there. Okay? They worshiping white men.
The funny thing to me is most of them living under Black women won't build anything for themselves, but yet they die first and they can't even inherit what we provide.
Damn.
Just a thought.
Check this out, y'all. This woman here, everybody's saying she's gorgeous, and I agree. Listen, this was in Georgia, and this just happened not too long ago. She went to the Waffle House with a Dusty. They were just together on a date or just casually being. You know how that is. You know what that looks like. He's told her after they left the Waffle House that he loved her. She laughed and he strangled her to death. Do you hear me? Mammies, Dusties, since y'all like talking about folks dying on dates, why didn't I get this one? This is more recent than the ones you keep sending me. He said he loved her, which I highly doubt because he was 9 times out of 10 trying to turn her into a baby mama. Let's just keep it real. She laughed, didn't say nothing, laughed, and he proceeded to strangle her to death. I guess she could have benefited from leaving Blackistan. I'm going to go ahead and put that out there. Ladies, you can benefit from leaving Blackistan. You are the highest killed woman. It doesn't matter the relationship. These motherfuckers are out here killing their sisters, their mothers, their cousins, casual acquaintances, wiping shit on people that didn't want to say hey to them. Because that's what happened with the shit slinging Dusty. He wanted to talk to her. She wouldn't talk to him, so she deserved a face full of shit all down her back and everything. But because she laughed, this woman that you see on the screen, strangle her to death. Do you know how long it takes to strangle somebody to death? It's not a quick process. It's not. This woman knew what was happening to her on the way out, all because she chuckled at what he said. What are we doing, y'all? I mean, I don't get it. Like I said, the math ain't math. And how many times are you going to try this shit with them and then wait until 2:00 in the morning for them to put out some fentanyl overdose story and say, see, the divestors done died again? How many times does this have to happen? I guess it's better to get strangled. I guess that's what they're saying. It's better to get strangled outside of a Waffle House in Georgia than to die of some substance that you've taken too much of. I'm trying to explain this, but it seems it's unexplainable. The witching hour.
Yes. You know what? This just goes to what they were saying. They're saying you should have chose better. And they say that no matter who you choose, because they know they're not shit and you should know they're not shit and they haven't been shit for over 400 years. So if you're dumb enough to still go out with them, then you're dumb enough to suffer the consequences, unfortunately.
Honey, I don't even know. Miss me with your whole name is not showing up, but are you Dusty?
No, ma'am, I am dust free.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. I'm so excited to be in your chat box. It's my first time doing this. Your channel is what I've been looking for my whole life. I just had to tell you, you're hilarious, super intelligent. When I heard you cursing left and right, I was like, this is the lady for me. I love her. You're hilarious, so smart, well informed. And I'm just, I don't know, I'm just feeling really like, I have a lot of emotions running inside of me, mainly just irritation with it's just pathetic. Like there's nothing we can do with this situation other than divest and pull back. Because
There
that's
are
the
no
only way
other
people learn.
answers. Literally, there are
Right.
no other answers. You need to get away from these people. If they don't have access to you, then they can't do this to you. Now, I'm not being delusional when I tell you you're gonna run into black men out here, because if you out have to go to the DMV, go to the post office, just living your day-to-day life. Nobody said that they were going to disappear off the face of the earth. But if you don't give them access to you by choice, you eliminate the majority of the chances that they have to fuck you up. How is that not drilling in? I don't get it.
I don't get it either. I feel like these women, it's like they're not even using 1% of their brain. You know, I don't know how to explain it, because there's no way you can know what's going on in the world and femicide and your own personal experiences with these monsters and act like it's not happening. I don't know how you can turn a blind eye to that as a woman, and a black woman at that. It's mind blowing.
Capricorn Countess, how are you tonight? What you got, baby?
Hey y'all.
Hey,
Yeah,
what's up?
they can't handle rejection. This young lady right here, she might have giggled and he couldn't handle it. And I just don't understand why apes can't handle rejection. They cannot handle rejection.
They're not used to it because black women don't do it. Every
Right.
time they're with them, even if it's not true, you kind of Hercules the motherfucker. Even though he's a piece of shit, and he'll sit there and tell you for the 5th time that he gonna try to open up this business, this t-shirt business. Oh, I'm getting into stocks and bonds, and they sit there. Oh yeah, that's wonderful. How can I help? So they're not used to rejection. Not from black women, they're not.
Just like off of Acrimony, he kept promising this woman the world and everything else, never came through with it, but took her through some of everything. But if she would have divested from that Dusty, she probably wouldn't have went through all the hell and high water she went through with him. But this right here, it really, really saddens me that, you know, mammies really will step over another dead black woman just to promote this black love agenda. And that's just not okay.
Can I do it, DZ?
Yep.
Go ahead.
Hercules.
So this person, that melanin cis, she says DZ black women are not purely innocent. First sentence. Listen, I already know that. I guess you're not listening. Somebody got their background on. Yeah, I guess you're not listening a little bit. She says, we choose to sleep with or be around men of either good caliber or bad caliber. Black women are choosing bad. See, that sounds to me like some manosphere shit.
That sounds like a nature. That's what that sounds like.
Right.
Yeah, that's definitely someone trolling.
Ma'am, there are police stations, right? Ma'am, sir, whatever it may be. Even with the police, when they take you, before you get a job there, they take you through a background check. They do all of that shit. They vet the fuck out of you. Sometimes you got to go through psychological examinations. Guess what? Some of the nakers that get hired, they still cut the damn fool. Nobody knew that he was gonna go rogue and kill his wife and all this extra shit. So how much does one black woman, how is she able to find out more about this nigga than the police do? How is that?
The military can't even filter them.
Thank you.
DZ, you know, the funny part is you got a whole video dedicated to unicorns, lawyers, attorneys, doctors, all that stuff, who went rogue and killed whatever black woman was in their vicinity. And on top of that, they out here on TikTok telling non-black women they should have chose better because they're now baby mamas. There is no choosing better.
It's funny how, see, what they really mean to say when they say choose better is choose a better black man. Because if you choose better and he's not black, they're still going to give you a whole bunch of bullshit. So they don't really want you to choose better or choose best for you, even though they're running around here saying pick the best man for the job. But what they really mean to say is he can be the best man for the job. He just better be a black man. Anything other than that, no. Let's just be real. They want us to exclude everybody else. But then when we say, hell no, exclude them, it's an issue. See, that's really what it's all about. Exclude everybody else, pick a black man. But the
Okay, but they
problem
want
is,
you to do that. But here's the thing. If
mhm,
you exclude all the bad black men or the possibly bad black men, you're going to
there's
be down
nobody
to
else.
0 black
Yes,
men.
yes. Oh, absolutely. But that's what they really mean, though. They don't want you to pick what's best for you
It's
because they
victim
already know
blaming.
most likely what's going to be best for you is not going to be a black man. They
It's
know
victim
that.
blaming. It's victim blaming. Blame the victim.
Exactly. They know that if you really picked what was best for you, it's not going to be one of them, period. That's why it's a catch-22. They know exactly what it is. It's not
But black
supposed to
women
make
have
sense.
always been in catch 22s. That's my point. They have always dealing with these dudes. They're always in catch 22s. Okay, if you don't give it up, you're approved. If you do give it up, you're a Jezebel whore. If you put on some weave, oh, you're a whore. You're a bed wench. If you take the weave off, oh, I hate your natural hair. What the fuck? Come on.
You'll never be able to win. Yes,
Exactly.
absolutely.
Exactly.
They even get mad if you dare to like any other race besides them. It's like they're so offended because everybody's supposed to like them, don't they?
Oh
I'll
yeah,
walk
they're
in
the
with the
most
Chris Evans
desire.
t-shirt so loud. I'm sorry. This
They're
is
the
what
most
I
desire.
like.
Millie J, are you dusty? Millie J, are you dusty?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, now that you're off mute, are you dusty?
If I say yes, are you gonna kick me off?
You can say yes, and then we'll go there when we'll handle the situation as
I got
need
to
be.
hear this since she said that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm dusty.
Okay, what makes you dusty, ma'am?
Um, because I graduated high school a couple months ago, and I noticed that in my community, I have a lot of these traits around me, and it makes me sad because I remember when George Floyd and Tiana Taylor died. I remember I cried for George Floyd. I, felt really bad for George Floyd, and I was dogging
It's
those
Floyd.
policemen out.
George
Oh,
Floyd.
George Floyd. Sorry,
How
Did you
but
you
say
crying
Tiana Taylor?
for somebody you don't know their name, girl?
sorry, but
Tiana Taylor,
Tiana.
you mean Breonna Taylor,
Oh,
not
I'm
Tiana Taylor.
sorry.
She's still alive.
I'm sorry. I'm nervous. I've never been on live before.
Okay, so did you want to add anything? Are you going to add dust, or are you trying to divest, or tell me what's up?
I realized that I have a problem, and I don't exactly know how to get rid of it or fix it. And I think a lot of the things that you say about mammying is true, because even though they won't admit it, I will admit it that I do have things that I need to change, because I see it in my community. I see it in my parents that, when a black woman gets killed or something, it's like I always make excuses for why it should happen, but when it happens to a black guy, I always feel bad. And
Please tell me that you're trolling, because that sounds like, I mean, seriously, you're saying that you don't feel bad for black women and you feel bad for black men, and you're saying it of all places here. So just go ahead and admit that you're trolling, and then all will be forgiven, and then you can get the fuck on. So are you
No, I'm
trolling?
not. I'm not trolling. I really need help, and I want to improve, because the way I think is bad. Because that's the way I've been conditioned to think, and I don't
Okay.
want to think like this. And I think you guys are right. I'm not saying that how I think is right. I'm saying that this is what I've been taught,
Okay,
and
well,
I
there's
know that.
130 videos on here, right? 132 videos. Start from the top, including the one that's the teaser video. Start there. And if you still feel bad for black men by the third video, then you might just be destined for a lifetime of dust.
Yo,
Dusty
DZ,
Billy.
why I was about to say that same shit. Like, we have people come up in here all the time talking about, I just want to learn. I'm just like, there's 100 videos up in here. What else is there to learn? You should have been watched them.
Anything else, Millie J? Because the fact that you feel bad for black men and not black women, that's ticking me the fuck off. When you see, even tonight, these women that are getting murdered by black males. So
Let me ask her this: did you feel bad for the woman that whose house he invaded? And are you aware that he pulled a home invasion where he held a pregnant woman hostage? Did you feel bad for her?
Yeah, and I have another question. So how
No,
did you
don't
guys?
skip over that. Don't skip over that. Oh, yeah, I have another question. No, ma'am. Did you feel bad for her? You want to talk about how much you cried for him? Did you cry for the woman that he abused?
And he held a gun to her stomach too, the pregnant woman, and she ended up miscarrying after that because she was so traumatized.
Did you cry for her?
No.
Okay.
See, that's exactly what the hell I thought.
All right.
This is Sparta!
The fuck? Nah, bruh. You're not doing that. Let me
That's
talk.
why-
Let me talk like your Dusties. Nah, little mama, you got to go with that bullshit. Know what I'm saying? Shawty, how the fuck they said, fuck that shit. She said she ain't feel bad. Listen, let me get out of here. Y'all can go ahead and talk. I'm fixing some shit right now.
I cannot, DZ. I can't. That's why, they irritate me. It just pisses me the fuck off. I cannot. You're gonna sympathize with a career criminal, a motherfucker that was in the middle of committing a crime when the police were called. You sympathize with all of that and cried over all of that. But this mother, I can't do it. I cannot. These women are just unfucking believable.
Let me tell you, I'll give her this. At least she admitted that she don't give a fuck about y'all. And I told you, mammies are dangerous. They're nothing but Tyrones with pussies. They're Tyrones with pussy. They are literally black male centered. And whenever he gets the crying and bleeding, they get the crying and bleeding. Whenever he wants something, she will sacrifice you for him. Point blank, period. Stacy, welcome to the panel.
Hi, DZ.
Hey.
It's Keisha.
Bye, bitch. You see how that works? That's all you got to do.
Lord, I'm not gonna lie. I thought the other girl was Keisha. Like, what do these people be looking for when they click the link and come up here and be like, "Yeah, bitch, I'm Dusty."
Girl, I told you they is ate up with DZ. I told you that.
Honey, I can't do it. Unbothered. Oh, wait a minute. Unbothered. Are you Dusty?
Girl, I used to be.
Uh-oh, hold up. Something going on. I don't know. Maybe they keep dropping down. Let me stop sharing the screen. Maybe that shit's slowing it up. Unbothered, are you Dusty?
No, can you hear me?
Unbothered, are you Dusty?
Can you hear me?
Bye, child. I can't. Welcome to the panel, Aries lady. How are you?
Oh my God, hear me.
Unbothered, are you going to answer or do I have to give you the flip-flop as well?
No.
She's answering. You can't hear her.
Oh, is she low or what?
She's really low.
Okay, that's what it is.
Hold on. Let me take off my headphone.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so ghetto of me. Can you hear
No,
me
it's
now?
all good. Yeah, I can hear you. Just speak up just a tad and we good.
Okay, I'm sorry. I moved out to the suburbs because we ran away from the niggers. 2020, it was over. I took my mom, we left, and there is no service out here, but it's peace, and I love it. It is all peace. I actually wanted to say this like 2 lives ago, but it was full, so I was like, okay. But you baptized me like in 2020. Okay, that was the time. I mean, obviously all that mess was happening, but you literally like saved me and my mom because I pulled my mom together from all this BS that's happening now. So thank you for that. But I forgot what we were talking about. Point being, I'm with the Brad now. It's amazing. It is amazing. Loving it. And for all the ladies out there that think, first of all, I even showed him one of your videos, right? I showed him one of your videos. I was telling him all of this stuff. And the first thing he said to me, he was like, baby, I don't know if this is
I
too
think
early.
you're trolling as well, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove
I'm
you.
not.
Yeah, because you're not adding to what we're saying, and
I'm sorry. It's just because I wanted to say this a while ago, but I could never make it in. But you know what? I get you. I'll leave, okay? Just thank you for all that you do in general.
Thank you for being a supporter. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Bye.
Bye.
Damn.
Serenity. No, I'm trying to pull up Aries Lady. Aries Lady, you're on the panel now.
Oh, can y'all hear me?
Now we can.
Oh, my phone was acting ghetto like Blackistan.
This whole setup acting ghetto like Blackistan. Hell,
Ooh.
the whole website Discord went down earlier today. I guess it's one of them goddamn moons happening. What's up?
It must be. Well, the math ain't mathing because Blackistan can't count. You know this. They can't count. Whenever it comes to Black women, it's funny that that young girl, I think that's a young girl that got up there and said she didn't feel sorry for Black women. They can't ever count when it comes to Black women. And it's funny, I keep saying this. I don't know if it's crazy that you would say you don't feel sorry and you're a Black woman. I don't care. Like, you need to have some semblance of sympathy. Some.
But they don't, though.
That's the craziest.
They don't.
That's the craziest thing to me. The math ain't mathing because Blackistan can't count. I remember when I was Blackistan dipping. I remember niggas used to tell me they used to say, yo, I'm not shit. So, and I know there are other Black women out there that have heard that from Black men. And that tell you to choose better really means don't choose me because you're too good for me. I mean, and if you keep choosing me, I'm going to kill you.
Oh.
And that's what's happening now, because Black women don't like to take proper instruction. You keep thinking you're going to save these people because, you keep thinking you want to save these damn men or you want to show them a better way and they be showing you the grave. I don't get it. I don't get it.
I agree with you. I agree with her, DZ. But you know what? To piggyback off of that, my thing is, how can we, or, we can't save everybody, but my issue is with all of these Black women thinking that if they coddle and baby and try to help and build up these men with this thinking of them, thinking that if they do this, it's some type of reward or, they get a label as being a good woman or a good person. And that's generally what they're seeking. But it's like you thinking about that the wrong way because you just accepted anything and going in a garbage can and getting some trash and trying to polish it up and make it look good. That is not going to help you. But for some reason, we have been programmed to think that if you do all these things, you're a noble person, you're a good woman, you're a good person.
Yeah, the programming thing, as time goes on, it's becoming like really, really, really old. Because whenever they do want to break away from something, they break away from it. It's a lot of them that were programmed that don't want to break away from the programming. They just don't. Everything else that they didn't like throughout their childhood and teenhood, they broke it. They don't like certain foods. They don't travel to this place. They're not going to do this for a living. They break all that shit. But the one thing that they're not going to break is their attention to the Black male gaze, period. They're not going to change that. So the programming, I'll give younger girls that. I'm talking about real young. But once you get into your mid-20s, early 30s type shit, the programming, the stuff that you don't want to do, shit, they don't do it. Half of them, you can't tell them nothing. Let's just keep it real. So they can't lean on programming every goddamn time. Real shit. Divest for better. Are you Dusty?
Absolutely not. I just wanted to touch on what you guys were just discussing right now in regards to the Captain Save a Dusty mentality. I was kind of mentioning that in the chat. I just wanted to bring up something really important when it comes to Black millennial women, specifically Black older millennial women, when it's coming to income. When there was another live with another channel, this person, he really brushed aside on the fact that these married Black millennial couples, the Black woman is making twice as much as he is. Examples of Black women, like women 30, 38, 39, 40, where she's making close to 100,000, like 95 to 105 annualized. and her husband is making like 45, 50. Moreover, there was another Black woman living in Atlanta. She made $166,000 a year. All the men were talking about trying to get married and be her husband. Nobody
sure they
thought
were.
about the fact that how do these men make such little income compared to their wives? So that's what I just wanted to bring up, because many of you were talking about that, that save mentality. That's what's still happening with with the millennial generation, how you can be married to a man who's making, at this point, less than 60,000 a year. I'll go ahead and leave.
Thank you for coming up.
But can I say something, DZ, about that?
Yes.
So the issue of Black men making less money than Black women, to me, that's even an old, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to that young lady, but that's even an old, it's old rhetoric. That's always been happening.
Yeah.
Black women has always been doing more, working harder, striving for more. And if it was simply just that, a lot of women, most of Black women do it anyway because they're so desperate to have somebody.
Well,
But
they
now
know the
we're
only
past
way
that
that they
point.
can get one of these niggas is if they're pulling at least 50% of the weight, even though they
Right.
have to be the one that's bearing the children, even though they have to do more. Because you remember in Blackistan, you got to know how to cook, 5-star
Right.
meals. You got to fuck like a porn star. You have to
Right.
be submissive. You got to do
Right.
all this shit and pay 50% of the bills. And then when you get one of these dusties, you got a prize. Motherfucker, I don't think so. No,
But it's
you
not-
just went into indentured servitude as far as I'm concerned.
Right. But see, to me, if it was just that, I probably still wouldn't fuck with them. But okay, that's a whole nother story. But we're at the place now where it's beyond that. They're killing women. They're killing Black women. So you can make all the money you want. The nigga just got up on social media and said that the girl told him some shit about if you make more money, you're unattractive. Because we know they're mentally retarded. Like we know Black
They're mentally
males.
challenged. You two don't like the R word.
I'm sorry. We know they're high on the spectrum. Okay. We know this. And the fact that when Black women keep dealing with them is a little bit suspect too. But we're past that. We're past the point of even just the income. We're at the place now where it's your life. It's dangerous to be around them, to be in their vicinity. It's dangerous for them to even look at you.
Yeah,
Or else you
if
might
they
get your
take
eye
interest in
popped
you.
out.
Thank you. If they take interest in you and you don't respond back, you got a chance of getting your life stumped out of you. Literally. Back in the day when we used to say get your ass stumped to the curb, it just was a little fight. But these days, you can lose your life because you're not having a mutual attraction to them. An old girl that we just talked about, all she did was laugh. Maybe I don't know what the laugh was about. Maybe she didn't feel the same. Maybe she thought he was joking. I don't know, but she didn't respond the way that he wanted her to, so she lost her life via strangulation. The shit it's not cute and it's not cool. And if people want to keep testing that water, that's fine. Then we got folk coming up here talking about they feel sorry for niggas instead of women, and it's just it's like, bro, how did you even end up here? Out of all the places to go and say some shit like that, pick a fence sitting channel. Maybe pick a fence sitting channel. Then they'll try to talk it out with you. But if you've been around for the past year or the past 2 goddamn weeks over here, you already know. If you're not feeling nothing for Black women, feeling empathy for them and wanting them to get the fuck away from Blackistan, then you got the wrong spot. Because I am a Black woman, and that can happen to me simply going on throughout my day, simply sitting at a stoplight. I don't have to be messing with no Black dude. If they're out there as impulsive as they are, I could get fucked up too. And for you to say that you don't feel nothing or find a way to justify my murder, then bitches, fuck you all day.
But this okay, because the math start mathing when the niggas, start messing them up. Then they run over here looking for support. Then they run to the, the divested channels looking for someone to be on their side. So the math don't math because they don't know how to count when it ain't them. But it maths when they getting it. Come on, y'all gonna have to make up your mind about what you want to do.
They
Can I
it
say
look.
something, please?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say another thing Black women need to learn how to do is stick to their word. Like you actually have to follow through with action. If you say you're gonna leave, leave. Don't double dip
Yes.
and backpedal because you're sending mixed signals and you look weak. And they're not gonna take us seriously. And I feel like men only learn through action. You tell a man something 50 times, he won't get it. But you show him how it feels that one time, then it sinks in at that point.
Well, their bluff has been called. A lot of women been saying for, a few years now that they were leaving and they haven't left. They just keep wanting black men to act better, and it's like kids wanting Santa Claus to exist. It's not going to happen. Your, your motherfucking mama is buying that shit. There is no fat dude coming down your chimney with nothing. You're not going to get them to act better. They know at this point that you ain't going nowhere. And here's a little secret, you stupid ass bitch. Those men do not like women that cater to them that way. They say that they want you to cater to them, but they don't like that shit. Why haven't y'all figured that out yet? They chase women. They want to chase women that ain't trying to give them none. But you standing there, got each ankle in the respective hands with your pussy wide fucking open, talk about you can get it all day, even though this motherfucker ain't got no job, even though this boy got 3 baby mamas. You are grasping your ankles trying to give him that pussy. And you know what? You getting played, bitch. And you look stupid as fuck. I'm just gonna keep it real, yeah.
You know how bad it is out here? You got bitches out here with gape mouth, toothless niggas and niggas that don't even claim them, talking about they smell good.
Child, I can't. Serenity and Divest are you? No, I don't think you, Dusty. What's up, hon?
Well, since we were talking about mathing numbers and stats, they love to call black women gold diggers, but the stats say they're the gold diggers. Would I be correct in that
Yeah,
assessment?
it's absolutely correct because these women pay the price. Do you hear me? They pay the price, and then you can tell. Have you ever seen a woman, a black woman? You got some background noise, Serenity. That
Let me go on mute.
Okay, you can tell she's younger, maybe in her mid 20s, but up under her eyes, you can see that she's gone. She's dead inside. She's working all these goddamn jobs and paying everything, trying to make it look as if her family is together. You can see it. Ladies, we can see that shit. You have a young face, but then you have the bags under your eyes that are like you're 60. It's like looking at you, there's no soul left. There's no hope left. And you hanging on by a string trying to keep what is supposed to be your family together while this motherfucker asking you what you got in the bag when you come through the door. I can't be tired of that shit for you. You have to be tired for it. I can't divest for you. I can't. And if you've been with me so far and you still haven't decided, I think it's time to go ahead and admit that you're not going to divest. I'm not talking about the newbies. I'm talking about people that's been with me since Facebook, okay? I don't think you're going anywhere. I think you're just using it as some sort of relief and justification for how you feel, but you're not going to act on it. That's how that's how I see that right about now. Miss Gemini. Miss Gemini, what's going on, honey? I think she done walked away. It's on you, Aaliyah. Aries, how you keep falling off of here? You back, honey.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I went on mute. I was still just I couldn't believe the mammy that just called up here. Well, she's kind of young. She kind of young, so I guess I was a little hard on her because she's a young, she's young.
Well, every
So
time we get a mammy up here, people start, feeling stuff, but the mammies are just as dangerous as the dusties are. And I understand that, you feeling for another woman, I get it. But once they tell you that they feel for black men out of their own mouth, that's not something we deduced. She said that out of her own mouth, that she feels nothing for you and she feels sorry for dusties. Once that's established, feeling sorry for her ain't it. And you're going to get got by your friends if you still feeling sorry for your friends that feel that way, that are still turning their nose up at your talking points.
yeah, you're right.
These mammies in school are just as crazy, even when they're young. They're the ones having these fight fights over this. I can't say these words, but anyway, they're the main ones having these fights to another girl, beating her up, cutting her up over a fucking Dusty.
I
You're
just want
right.
to have so
You
much faith. Go ahead.
No,
Oh,
it's on you,
sorry.
Aaliyah. Go ahead, hon.
No, I just want to have so much faith in us sometimes that we're not this stupid, dumb, or lost. And I get disappointed every single time I think that there's some hope that, it's like we're never gonna get a fucking clue, get some self-esteem, grow up, want better for ourselves. We're just, you sitting up here talking about you were crying over a career fucking criminal, a low life. And I shouldn't be surprised because hell, you had motherfuckers burning down whole cities for somebody like that. And it's like, but this is what Blackistan does though. The majority of the men that made up the Black Lives Matter movement, these were not upstanding people. Like, at
You
what
gotta
point do we?
understand. You have
Mhm.
to understand. She was up here, couldn't pronounce his name right. All she knew is that he was a black male, and a black male got hurt, and she felt sorry for him. What she was calling George Flirt? I don't know what the fuck she was calling him. Sound like a fucking Blanche Devereaux from the Golden Girls. George Fleur. When George Fleur died, I cried.
Girl,
It's
she
like,
called Breonna Taylor, Tiana Taylor. I'm like, girl,
Facts.
Tiana Taylor is still alive. Like, girl, you got the wrong name, the wrong Taylor.
that's
Y'all
crazy.
remember Alton Brown, right? He was
Yeah.
the one that died way in the 12 or 13. Well, I didn't feel shit for him when he died. Because the minute I heard he was molesting young girls, I was done.
Is
I
it
was done.
Alton Sterling? Is it Alton Sterling you talking about?
Alton Brown, or Alton, I think it's Alton Sterling Brown.
Girl, she had made him up a new last name.
You know who Alton Brown
But you know
is?
what I'm talking about. Alton Brown.
Alton Brown is the dude that cooks on Food Network. Alton Sterling is the dude that was selling CDs and shit and got his ass in.
Yeah, it's Sterling. I maybe get this shit wrong, but anyway, I didn't feel shit for his ass. I was happy. I was like, well, that's the way to go.
I just don't feel anything. I'm not happy or sad when they go. It's like, okay, that dude died. What we having for dinner?
Yeah, and again, it's like, but when you actually start digging and you see that a lot of these men had rap sheets a mile long. These were not good people. But Blackistan does not care about that. But you take a woman, and because she may not have lived a perfect life and somebody ran her over and bashed her skull in, you have people that will literally sit up and judge everything about this woman's life. Every move she ever made is under scrutiny. They literally will put her under the microscope. But when it comes to these men, I just want to have hope that we're just not this fucking stupid. And every time I think we may be learning something, it appears that we haven't learned anything. And that's what's most disappointing to me.
Girl, let that hope go. Let that hope go.
Oh, no, I'm not just talking about her in particular. I'm just talking about Black women as a whole, in general.
I know you're going to have to let that hope go because the majority of them ain't going to get it. It's going to be a very small percentage that get it. I'm sorry, it just is.
And you're right. I
All
understand.
that lady has to do is lay on her back, and it's still too much.
Even some people were calling her a man, y'all. That's how much y'all mean to them. I'm gonna put you on mute, Serenity, because you got background noise. But some people were trying to intimate that she was a man, all to try to justify what happened to her. Some people was throwing her up under the bus because she was a sex worker, all this type of shit. I'm like, God damn, girl. If you wearing the right outfit and you go somewhere and you got body, you might get mistaken for a sex worker because your men done told every motherfucking body that y'all all hoes, right? So if you got on a tight fitting outfit and you just minding your business, one of these motherfuckers might assume you are a sex worker. And if you get your head bashed in, people gonna go through your shit and tell you, well, maybe she shouldn't have. We're always trying to find a way to make it just soften the blow of what a black man actually is and what he does. You cannot do that shit. I am not a sex worker, but sex workers do their thing. Do they deserve to get murdered? Absolutely not. Absolutely fucking not. I'm of the opinion that there would be more crime out here if there weren't any sex workers, because who you think they're going to get the pussy from if they can't get it from somewhere else? And it ain't always going to be voluntary. So you can't just throw other women under the bus because you don't like her character per se. If she's hard-headed and she gets fucked up, we have covered a lot of mammies up here. We've never said that they deserve to die. They shouldn't have died because they were human. They should have got their ass away from Blackistan. That's all I'm saying. While you still have a pulse, get the fuck away from the folks that are killing you the most. And it happens to be black men. I know you don't like that shit, but it is what it is. Just because you don't like it don't mean it ain't true. Point blank, period. So, Gemini, are you back?
Yeah, I am. Sorry.
No, it's okay. What you got to add?
But I pretty much got the ad. It's going to be really brief because I am really tired and I'm going to go to bed.
Okay.
The gaslighting, the pandering, the mental gymnastics, all of this is exhausting. And for Black women, I wish it would just end.
Yeah.
I wish it would just end.
It's not going to, though. I would like for it to end too. I would like for all Black women to divest, but they're not going to. It's just not even going to be half of us that get the fuck away. Everybody has their own reasons as mammies for staying, because they're Black, they're race loyal, because they don't want any other group of men, and acting like divestment is about getting a white man when that's not it. You don't have to be with a man. You can be by yourself. Hell, you could be LBGT. You could do whatever the fuck you want to do, but it's wise to get away from the group that's killing you the most. That's all we're saying.
When I first got introduced to divestment, I never thought it was about getting with a white man. Like, that's dumb. Like,
yeah, a lot of them
what?
do, though, Gemini. A lot of them do. Every time they start talking about divestors, they say one or two things: we worshiping the white man, or two, you want white men and white men don't want you. That's what they think it's about. Hell, you can divest from the group of Black folk and just do nothing but get off work and take a goddamn bubble bath if you want to. If that's your divestment, that's what it is. But sticking around for Black men, that's gonna get your ass got. The numbers are saying so.
DZ, you know what? Even in their most degenerate state, somebody posted an article about a porn study in the Discord and read it out loud, and it was saying that no porn star wants to be with Black men because, one, they steal shit from the set. Two, they come with all types of STDs, so they can't even insure them. And three, they're usually high on like heroin or some type of narcotics, and it makes it dangerous for the people who are working with them. So even in their most degenerate state, the only shit that they actually have to offer, they can't even fucking do that shit right.
I believe it because I saw a video that I shared in Discord where the lady was saying that she basically is a streetwalker, doesn't like to service Black men because, number one, they always trying to get a deal. Number two, they're violent. And number three, there's a lot of them that just try to corner them off and pimp them. So a lot of them are trying to get into the pimp game, and they're just not with it. And they're not asking politely, ma'am, can you be my prostitute? No, they doing violent shit to try to get a stable of women to do what they want them to do. So yeah, a lot of people in the sex industry don't like servicing them because they do the same shit to them in the same percentage, but it is what it is.
Yeah, as someone who used to be a former sex worker, I used to be a dancer 4 years ago. Black men were the worst. We're not allowed to have sex. They would try to rip your clothes off. They would try to suck places that they weren't supposed to. And they would try to be fairly cheap on dances and everything. So I understand wholeheartedly.
They want
exactly
you to clap your
about
whole
Black
ass.
men and sex work. Even us Black women, like me and a former coworker that I used to work, we were both Black women. We were like, yeah, no Black men.
Yeah,
it's not worth it.
From what I hear from them, they want you to clap your whole ass, give them a round of applause, and you fixing to get you about $6. That's what I heard. Okay. Diana Prince, are you dusty?
Oh no, I am not dusty. Not
okay,
even.
What you got? Congratulations on not being dusty.
Thank you. I just wanted to call into you. I enjoy your content, and it's just sad that some Black women will never like wake up to the degeneracy of Black men in the Black community. And people think that the government is playing, but a lot of places and property owners are not accepting Section 8 no more, which
Yeah, I
is
saw
gonna
that.
really like impact the Black community. So people gonna be homeless, and I don't know what those women and those children are gonna do, and I don't know what those men are gonna do. But it's not my problem, because if you know somebody's disrespecting you and they don't care about you and they show you over and over again, all the love in the world is not gonna change them.
Yeah, I'm not trying to love on the motherfuckers. And honestly, and I'm gonna sound like a bitch when I say this, I don't feel anything because the information has been out for way too long for you to still be entertaining Black males in any capacity. You know, they don't need to rent a room from you, all of that shit. That look, I don't know if y'all remember that elderly woman, I think she was like 61. She was renting out rooms in houses that she owned, and of course, the only ashy that she rented out to fucking beat her to death. So
Wow,
I
that is
don't
just so
right,
sad.
because she came to collect rent. He didn't have it, and instead of just getting his shit and leaving, he beat her to death. So the properties were willed to her family, and all of the residents that were in those properties had to leave because they had no interest in continuing on after he did what he did. So a Dusty being Dusty not only affects the Black women, it affects the economy. Okay, they're literally saying that these Dusties are costing them $50 billion a year.
Right.
It's
And I
not just
just put that in the chat, and I live in California, and I'm gonna tell you that a lot of the homeless people are like Black men. It's just, it is what it is, and you can't make men be men. So my thing is, to hell with it. I'm working on becoming an attorney because Black women ain't getting protected. Somebody got to do something. Policies got to be changed.
well,
We're not getting any protection. All this prison reform, that's a damn Trojan horse to keep letting these Black men do what they do. And
yeah, that's
somebody has got to stop them. They've got to be stopped, because this is not okay.
no,
And
it's
I just
not.
wanted to call up and let you know that I appreciate the stuff that you're doing on your platform. And I just hope that some of these women that see Black men as these omnipotent beings like they're gods will come out of that fog. Because how you gonna be a god when you don't have no empathy, no love, no resources? That's impossible.
I agree
So
150%.
so I'm off. I'm gonna go. I gotta go to class, but I just wanted to stop by. So you
Thank you,
have a
Miss
good evening,
Prince.
okay?
You too,
Thank you.
hon. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.
Okay, it's smoke night. So go ahead and say what you're gonna say because I'm getting ready to see if we getting us some fucking smoke, bitch.
Can I say? I just want to say something real quick, please, and then I'll drop off for somebody else. But I think I want to piggyback off of her point. I think a lot of why we get ignored and why we're so underprotected, aside from the fact that they're sorry, is because we don't complain. We just do what we have to do, and we're just quiet about it. And we've been like that our whole lives. Meanwhile, white women and Black men bitch and moan and complain all day long to get their way. So I think maybe it's like an out of sight, out of mind kind of concept people have about us.
Yeah, that's why they say they want you to divest quietly. They don't want to hear your demands and all that shit. This is not a demand for any policy, honestly. It's just to get the fuck away from these niggas. That's really all it is.
Yeah, but they always want to confuse what the actual intent is with their own perception of a concept, and that really bothers me.
Well, thanks for coming up.
All right, thank you guys. Have a good night.
You too. Bye bye. You know TV. Are you Dusty? You know TV. Are you Dusty?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Slow down for a second. Say no, ma'am, again.
Oh, no, ma'am.
Okay. What are you exactly? Because
Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm a black gay man.
How did you find this channel? Just real quick.
Oh, my older sister follows your channel. She always sends me your videos.
Okay. It's smoke night. So are you coming up for smoke?
Absolutely not. I agree with all y'all ladies' perspectives. I don't agree with these Negroes either.
Well, I appreciate that. What are you doing for Black women? Because a lot of women they want some allyship and shit. So are you doing anything for black women?
First and foremost, I've been watching your videos. I watch a lot of women's spear videos regards to divesting and how to divert from getting with these black men. Because I agree,
Do me a favor, Uno TV. Please don't mention anybody else up here, por favor.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying that. Probably not saying names. I know how you go. No names, promise.
Okay.
And I'm educating myself because of the fact that just I don't want to bring up my old trauma or whatever, but I grew a lot of black men who were not doing what they're supposed to do, and my mother actually got a divorce from a dusty for 7 years that she was getting cheated on.
Where is there a channel where you guys congregate so that you can get your story out?
Say it again?
Is there a channel that you guys congregate on where you can get your story out? Because literally, I swear to you, this channel is about black women. So I wanted to know if there's a place that you guys congregate where you guys ally for black women. What group is that?
Oh, well, I have my own channel, but again, I'm just learning how to learn this information and actually get it out because of the fact that I'm raised by women, by primarily black women. So of course, I'll make sure that my own protected.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you coming up. If there's anything that you can do to help black women, don't hesitate to do so. And enjoy Taco Tuesday.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye-bye. Let's see. Taquan Stats, are you dusty? Are you looking for smoke?
No, it's QEM again.
Okay, hold on. Hold up, QEM. Somebody's name is I came for the smoke. You came for the smoke. How may I help you?
Damn right.
Listen,
That's that same one, DZ. That's that same one that I be talking about. He at work and all that
Oh
shit.
no, not musty.
Right. I came for the smoke. You need to take the gorilla out of your throat so that you can be heard. Okay. I'm not a zookeeper, bitch. I'm not. I don't know how to tame animals. I don't have any kibble. I don't have a leash. I don't have any catnip. And there is no money in the till in this particular area. You need to use your inside voice and act like an adult. I don't know if you know what adult means. That's somebody 18 and up. I don't know why you're hollering, and the only reason you're being tolerated because it's indeed smoke night, but you need to stop fucking yelling because all you're going to do is get tossed the fuck up out of here. Okay? I came for smoke.
A lot of black female YouTubers are calling you a hater. They're calling you old ass.
Fuck them hoes. And fuck you too.
Gossiping is feminine.
So now we know who be doing the yelling because we always wondered who was doing the yelling, and he has called up before. So now we know that it's him that be doing all that retorted ass yelling and shit.
I don't understand why nobody in his circle will not take him to the doctor. That boy got Tourette's. Okay, y'all need to take him so that he can get medicated. Y'all, hey mammies, you say you give a fuck. This person's name is I came for the smoke. Y'all need to go ahead and coddle him the way y'all fucking do with your stupid ass and let him go to the fucking doctor because he has Tourette syndrome. Like I said, I don't have any kibble. I don't have any fancy feasts. I don't have none of that shit. Well, y'all please come get y'all stupid ass nigga and take him over there. He does not know how to hold a conversation. He has run-on sentences and he's just a proverbial thorn in my ass. Mammies, come take his ass to Applebee's or some shit. Ain't that where y'all go when y'all on a date before y'all give up all 3 holes? Huh? Before y'all suck,
ain't going
fuck,
on no
and
date.
in? I
DZ,
can't.
you know
What?
they ain't going on no date. They getting chicken wings and Hennessy.
Mm.
And then they go back to her place because he ain't got no place. They get chicken wings and Hennessy, go back to her place, and then he throw her ass in that bed.
I can't. I can't. Girl on fire, I see you in my comment section a lot. What's going on, honey?
Hi, DZ.
Hi. What you got to add to this? Let me see if it's some more smoke back here while you talking.
Okay, no, I just wanted to come up here and say, did anybody see the new Batman movie? Because wait, there is a mammy. Y'all think it's funny, but there is a political mammy in that movie, and
don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. I want to see it. Don't spoil it.
Okay, I'm just saying, like, they see us. They see us, you guys. They
That's
see
what's
us.
up.
They see how we mammy. Because when you guys see that shit, you're gonna. It's sad and funny at the same time.
Let me kick him from over here. The studio not full no more, HB. I got rid of the animals. I put out a little bit of what is that shit called? I can't think of the name of that pest control shit, but I put some out on the porch. He gone. You should be able to get in. Dark chocolate, your device is not connected. If you're here for smoke, I'd love to have it, but I can't let you up because your device is not connected. Welcome to the panel, Chim Chim. How are you?
DZ, I keep missing it.
Keep missing what?
You had someone from the Rainbow Coalition, and then you had that rapid animal on there. I keep missing it.
Well, they never last long. They never last long. I don't understand the interest. I don't.
I was about to say maybe we could put out some sausages. I mean, that's what dogs
Nah,
like.
you know what they say at the zoo: do not feed the animals, honey. Ain't nobody finna feed them no
Yeah,
sausages
you're right.
or nothing.
Well, here, I'll make some ground beef with glass. I have that.
Child, I can't. Zatanna, welcome to the panel.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can.
I'm just gonna say something briefly and go.
Okay.
When that lady said, okay, I shouldn't have called her a lady. When that female said she didn't care about George Floyd's victim, I don't know. I've been robbed like violently by a nigger. And it's just weird to hear people defend these people. Like literally the not all mindset is why I was robbed. Like if I wasn't thinking like, oh, okay, give me a chance, it wouldn't have happened. And I don't know.
It messed me up too. Trust me, it messed me up too. So I know exactly what you mean. It's the whole casual attitude about it. Like he is something to cry over, but the victim was just, oh well, you know.
Yeah, like I'm like, oh, okay, so even though you say you're my friend or my family and you love me, at the end of the day, you're basically saying that if I were killed in my violent encounter, you wouldn't care either. Like, how do you not realize that's what you just said?
Y'all hold it down. I'm answering a text.
Are you guys really surprised though? Because if you look around Blackistan, you can tell that people don't really care about Black women and girls. It's pretty obvious.
It's you know, like back in the day, Black men were making movies about. This is piggybacking off your point. Back in the day, Black men were making movies about how like racism's everywhere, and if you just know where to look, you can see it. And if people are like, oh wow, it's like blatant. I didn't realize that. Like, I'm not gonna say the name of the movie, but when they were like, why is there a liquor store in every hood? You know what I'm talking about? And
you talking about Boys in the Hood?
There's a demand for it.
So I feel like the way they portray those characters experience, where it's like, wow, it really is obvious that we are meant to be their punching bag and their caretakers.
Yeah,
pretty much. I'm not fixing to do it. And they're always saying how they're always saying how they're portrayed poorly, but that movie was financed by a Black man.
It really was. I think he directed it too. And then my final 2 points. I looked up the article because when you said that, like someone said George Floyd's victim died. Not died. I'm nervous. Sorry.
I was going to say, Zatanna, you haven't been up here before. Why you so nervous, talking slow, sounding like you fixing to fall off the damn panel?
I looked it up. I was like, wow, I never heard that victim miscarried. So I looked it up, and all these articles popped up. One of them, like in his favor. One of them is like, he was not arrested 23 times. He was arrested 9 times. And I'm like, wow. So y'all really...
No, you can't be surprised by shit like that. There's always an out. Always an out. They're gonna give them excuses for anything they do. A motherfucker can walk up and slap your ass clean in the fucking face, Zatanna, and they're gonna ask, what did you do? Especially if that man is Black. Or if it's a white man that slapped you, they're gonna say, see, the divestors got slapped. They think the white man, like, there's nothing you can do as a Black woman to be satisfactory in Blackistan, period. So
Period.
we can't be surprised by their reaction to all this shit. They don't want to be portrayed as some good people every time they finance a movie. They gangsters, menace to
Right.
society, boys in the hood. I forget the name of that other shit. And don't forget all the blaxploitation movies they did where you was always some sort of prostitute. The Snow Bunnies was the bottom bitch. I'm telling you, Blackistan is full of shit.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Let me see if the smoke in the back, because you still nervous, girl. HB,
Yeah, I don't
are
have
you
smoke.
dusty? HB, you said the panel
No,
was
I'm
full, and now you're here, so you gotta unmute yourself. Are you dusty?
No, I'm not dusty.
Okay, you sound like Keisha, right? Let me know. Say some more shit.
Okay. Well, I'm kind of young. I'm 16. I just recently
Okay, you
found
gotta
your
go,
channel.
baby. You have to go. Go ahead and read a book or something. Love you. Bye.
Oh, I was about to throw the flip flop at her, DZ.
No, I think that was Keisha's motherfucking ass. I honestly do, because Keisha got one of those voices. She does. The Almighty, are you dusty? The Almighty Lord, are you dusty?
That sound like a. Be quiet.
Hello.
Oh hell no!
wait.
Well,
I knew it.
something's wrong with the audio. I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. But since y'all said y'all want some smoke,
Oh
I'm here to bring
God.
it.
Okay.
I can't hear
Hold
anything
up.
you're saying.
No, you're
But the
gonna
bottom
not
line
pretend.
is,
Baby. You're not gonna pretend like you don't hear me, motherfucker, because you do hear me. There's nothing wrong with the audio. Nothing wrong with the audio. You're not gonna come up here and go on a rant. This is a woman's area, motherfucker. You will answer questions, and you're gonna answer them with the tone of voice that we desire, or you're gonna take your ass back to that corner store and bite somebody's eyeball out. How about that part? Okay, I know you fucking heard us. I know you heard us. I don't know what y'all talking about, but y'all gonna listen to what I'm saying. All you gonna say is that we bed wenches. What the fuck you mean? Sounding like you just sat up there and ate a goddamn frog. Welcome to the panel, Lipstick. How are you?
I was curious to hear the smoke.
Yeah, I was wondering what he was about to try to say. I'm trying to see.
He was acting like he couldn't hear us, so we was gonna have to sit there and listen to him talk. And if I wanted to do that, I'll take my ass to the projects and just stand there. What's going on, Lipstick?
DZ, I know I'm late to the party, but I just want to say keep doing what you're doing. I see your membership is growing. I see your views are growing. I'm just here to be your cheerleader tonight. Keep
Lipstick,
it going.
I love you, girl. I love you to pieces.
Yes.
Because I want you to get the word out. They're not listening, DZ, and I want you to get it out there because as bad as I say, I don't want all of y'all to divest because somebody got to stay in with their sons, but I want as many Black women to divest as can do safely.
That's what's up.
I agree.
That's what's up. I'm here for it. Shit, if you want to divest, that's the best decision you ever made in your entire life because your safety comes first, as always.
Ditto.
Well, I definitely making an impact.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just saying that I definitely think that you are making an impact. People are listening, so.
She is, and she's not getting the credit she deserves, DZ, because you've been in these trenches for years.
Girl, it's the message. That's what part of it that won't give me any credit. Because it comes off extreme. Well, if you guys' safety is extreme, then I'll be extreme. I don't want to die. I don't want to die a violent death, and I don't want any of you to die a violent death. So start where the violence begins, and it usually begins in Blackistan. So get your ass away from it. That's all I'm saying.
DZ, can I say something?
Sure.
I just wanted to say, and also you, oh my god, it just left my head.
That's okay.
Let me say also.
Let me see if me more is ashy. Me more, are you ashy?
No, I'm definitely dripped in cocoa butter.
Oh my god!
Fuck out of here.
Why you
He
mad?
playing in flour. He ashy as hell.
Cocoa butter. The
You have to
fuck?
put Mr. more. I'm sorry about that. But no, I appreciate the work you're doing. And I think you definitely are on to something. And
Okay, well here's the deal, Mr. Tyrone. We don't care that
Go
you
ahead.
think that we're doing good.
Okay.
Is Kevin Samuels not live?
I don't really listen to Kevin Samuels.
Okay.
I like listening
Well,
to black women. I
okay.
do.
Well, I'm gonna put you in the back
I
so
do
that you
have some
can
smoke
listen.
though. I do have some
Okay,
smoke though.
what's the smoke, bitch? What you got?
Hey, you killing me. So my so my only smoke is this. Gosh, I guess in your language, I know several unicorns, right? I know several
No,
black
you
men who
don't.
are. I know
No, you
several.
don't. No, you don't. Let me tell you why you don't. Because
Okay.
motherfucker, guess what? You motherfuckers that I'm being dead ass serious right now. If there were unicorns, everybody would know who those unicorns were because they'd be putting in the work. Not just down there at the corner store, not just down there at the YMCA. I'm
Oh
talking
no.
about because if there were a lot of unicorns, the other black women, the 1,000 black women that are here tonight would know where they were because unicorns don't exist, sir. What
Go ahead.
actually exists, right,
Go ahead.
are black men that try to do some shit and then sit back and say, "Oh, I'm a unicorn, so I'm gonna get all these bitches." That's
No,
what
no.
it is. Yes, it is. That's exactly
Okay.
what it is.
Okay. So, my only smoke for you is this. It's very simple. Is that the majority of black men who are looking to get married are looking to marry black women.
Listen,
Man,
that's
Go
not
ahead.
true.
got it.
How is
That's
that not
not
true?
true. Because it's not true.
I'm,
Period.
I'm, I'm, so I'm a black man and I'm calling your show to tell you
I don't give a fuck. I
that
don't.
it is true.
Like, who is
No, it's
he?
not true.
Okay,
It's
so what is the data?
absolutely not true.
What
Not
does the data
only.
say? What does the
Okay,
data
are
say?
you gonna shut your lips?
I'll
Because I
listen. Go
almost,
ahead.
I almost said something, but this is not Discord.
No, I like
Right?
listening, so go ahead.
Okay, well, you have 2 ears and 1 mouth for that
That's
very
right.
reason.
That's right. You're right. Go ahead.
I don't like the
Oh hell no.
snaz. I really don't. Just shut the fuck up. Once you decide to shut the fuck up, and then we'll go
All
from
right.
there.
I promise
Now,
I'm gonna stop. Go ahead.
let's. Oh, okay. So you playing? That's all right. I got you. Hold on 1 second, because I'm doing some other shit. Because you doing that Blackistani shit, and I really can't identify with it. So bye.
This
Oh
is
my God.
Sparta!
That was a illogical fallacy.
So,
It was
like I was trying to tell him, less than half of black men that even get married, right, are married to a black woman. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? I'm not talking about mix. I'm not talking about her granddaddy was black. I'm talking about 34%. They don't know how to read the fucking stats. Only 29% of them ever even get married. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Black men don't want to be married because there's too many of you. And why would he give up the plethora of women that he has in order to settle down with your mammy ass? Point blank, period.
And can I
Only
also add
29%, only 29% of them even get married. You think about that
exactly,
shit. Anyway, go
exactly.
ahead.
And I also want to add that in that 29% that do decide, and however the percentages that marry actual unambiguous black women, those black women are the breadwinners of that marriage. So even if they marry you, they're still your dependents.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
DZ, can I say something? I remember what I was about to say.
Go ahead, honey.
Okay, I was just gonna say, your word is also so impactful that these channels that you don't mention because you're just not messy like that, they have an issue with what you have to say because it is the truth, and they've been on here for years.
Well, the
doing the
message is
same
getting
spiel, but
stale, and nothing's changed. That's all it is. The message
Yup.
is getting stale,
But
and
here's
that
the
means
thing.
it's time to change course. That's really it. And the change in course, they're not
Exactly.
comfortable with the new course, so therefore they'll vilify somebody that's actually changing courses. But go ahead, Aaliyah.
But here's the thing, DZ. People can say whatever they want to say, but they're here for a reason, even if it's just a hate watch. And you are the necessary evil, and that's why people rock with you. You gonna say what needs to be said. You're not trying to win any popularity contests. It's not about that shit. You're not trying to prove your femininity to anybody. You're just being raw and unfiltered, and that's what it is. And some people are gonna take it, and some people can't take it. I mean, it may sound harsh to some, but it is what it is. But you have to be that necessary evil. And that's why I say if we have to be the bad guys, we'll be the bad guys. But it is what it is. But they come here every Tuesday and Friday religiously to listen to the message. So even if it's just a hate watch, so at least you know you're doing something right with that.
I appreciate that, Aaliyah. And here's the
Definitely.
deal. Here's the deal, and then you go next, babe. When I labeled this shit Blackistan, the math ain't mathing, that's what I mean. Mammies, did you hear what your homeboy said? The math is not mathing. He attempted to come up here and say that most black men want a black woman. That is a fucking lie, because he's pretty much calling y'all a liar, because y'all were the ones in Ebony magazine. Y'all was the one on Oprah. Y'all was on Essence. Y'all were in all these different spots saying every time they get something, they go marry a white girl. So he's telling you that you're lying. We already knew they wasn't checking for you. I'm telling you, they not checking for you until the next best thing comes along. You could be a placeholder for sure. You could be. Why are all they baby mamas, they first baby mama? Notice I said first baby mama. Why do they look like you? Why does their destination not look like you? That's because they don't like you. That motherfucker came up here and tried to make y'all think that most black men want black women, when the fact of the matter is, I don't have to tell you. All you got to do is open up your internet. You'll see it. All you got to do, if you want some real numbers, go to your courthouse's website and see who the fuck they marrying. It ain't Taquisha. It's going to be Tyrone and Becky. That's what it's going to be. So why don't, since you're male identified, why don't you open up your options like he did? Well, if he told you to open up your options, would you? If you male identified, you probably should. Go ahead and open up your options. He doesn't have a problem doing so. And by the way, the bonus, the wedding gift to you is your safety. Period. Go ahead.
Hey, was somebody else gonna go?
No, it was on you.
When he first got off, I wanted to know if anybody caught the logical fallacy he used. It's called an appeal to authority. He said, "Well, I'm a black man, and I'm telling you," and I'm like, "So we're supposed to sit here and accept this bullshit statistic because you are one black man?"
Well, yeah, in his mind, that makes perfect sense.
But that's what he was doing. That's why he threw that out there. He was throwing the mammies a bone. See, that's all they need to hear. See, they like shit like that. So he would, of course, he would get up on his panel and say some shit like that, because he's throwing them a bone. As long as he can put out there, oh, more black men are married to black women. Oh, we love you, black women. We really want you. It's fuck you 95% of the time. But some of us, we still, got love for y'all. Y'all are our sisters.
Got love.
That's throwing them a bone. And mammies eat that shit up. Do you know how many mammies started cheesing when he said that?
I was
See, they
thinking
shit like that.
I'm like, how often has he said that and he got away with it? He probably got praised for it.
Yeah. So that's all it takes. That's all they have to say. And then they'll run straight over the clubhouse and be like, see, we told y'all they're not all bad. Those divested bitches, they're crazy. I'm telling you, don't listen to them, y'all. Black men, women.
Let me tell you how crazy we are. Let me tell you how crazy we are while you on that. Do you know he's still in my backstage? I told you. You need to stop acting so fucking desperate. Maybe you can get one of these motherfuckers to beat your ass, because that's all you're looking for. Stop acting so desperate. He's not backstage nowhere else. He's backstage here. Okay? I mean, y'all goofy as fuck.
That's what I was going to say. Like, why they always come up here thinking that we really want to hear what they want to say. I can't even stand to hear their voices. I don't even like the sound of their voice.
They love to be where they're not wanted.
Yeah.
It's the nature of them.
I have a bullshit statistic. I'm sorry. Would you say it's fair to say that black men kill black women more than they married us?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you go to a wedding every 5.5 hours?
Thank you.
No.
Would you preach for a second? Would you preach for a second? That was easy as fuck.
I've never been to a black woman's wedding. Never.
And
Oops.
if you go to the baby showers, those are worse because they end up killing someone there. I'm sorry. K-word someone there.
I
Sorry.
I've been
mean,
to more black women funerals than weddings.
so have I.
Okay.
365 wins. Are you dusty? Ma'am, sir,
No. Hello, can
robot.
you hear me?
Now I can. Are you dusty?
I am absolutely not. I simply wanted to chime in on something that I've been trying to contribute for a while, if you may. Um, Simply wanted to share that the statement, "you're going to die alone," quote unquote, is so inaccurate because unless we're dying on a flight, unless we're driving a bus, unless we are dying on a cruise ship like the Titanic, we're not going to die alone because they are killing us, or I'm sorry, they are canceling our lives before we can even cancel our own through old age. So the statement that we're going to die alone is so inaccurate and so stupid because they are harming us and taking us out before we can even live a full life cycle. So I've been simply wanting to contribute that for a while. I appreciate the time. I love this channel, but I just simply wanted to make that statement that if we ever hear that directed toward us, then we should feel at liberty to say, no, we're not going to die alone because you're taking us out with you. You can't even die alone yourself because you're taking us with you and our children and our grandmothers and our moms. So that's all I wanted to say, and I'll hop off. But I just wanted to thank you so much for the time, and I hope to be able to join you again in the future.
That's what's up. Thank you for coming up.
Dying
I think
alone.
that's a good point. I never thought about it like that because I was always like, they are literally dying alone. When they do make it to become elders, they're in the nursing homes with no visitors. They're
No,
on
they
their
die in the
deathbed
crack
with no
house.
visitors. Like,
Exactly.
They die in the crack house. They die on the streets when they get shot. And I ain't never seen a casket for two. We all gonna die alone. Every funeral I've been to, the person in there by their damn self. So I don't
Exactly.
understand that.
Unless we're piloting a plane or driving a bus or on a cruise ship that's sinking, we're all going to die alone. So that threat should not affect us, and we should
Yeah.
really numb ourselves when we hear that because it doesn't apply to any human on this earth. Everyone is going to die, quote unquote, alone, unless, like, if you're born at the same time as someone and you die at the same time as someone, we're all going to
We're
die
not Siamese twins. So we're not gonna
Exactly.
die together. We're
Even
not how
they,
y'all gonna die alone.
I don't
I
think
don't
black women care
understand
about
that.
dying alone. They just care about them, the niggly bones. Like, yeah, basically.
And you
They
ladies
just
have made great points throughout the months and years that this publication or this broadcast has been on of we nurture relationships at a greater quantity to the point that even if we have close friends, even if we don't have children, if we don't have a spouse, we have loved ones, we have siblings, we nurture and fester those environments where we will be surrounded by loved ones, where, to your point, they die alone in the nursing homes. And I've noticed that while visiting my own uncle, there is a lot of black males who are sitting at the window looking out
Yep.
in a somber state because they lack any type
Right,
of
because they don't
nurturing.
know how to cultivate long lasting friendships and relationships, and they definitely don't get married and they don't take care of their children. So they're gonna die alone, and they're gonna die alone with with an asshole full of polyps because they don't get goddamn prostate checks. I'm
I
sorry,
love
DZ.
it.
I'm
And so
drinking wine. I'm sorry.
I'll close with this, if you don't mind. I'll simply say that they're dying alone and they're trying to project that on us. And we're going to see a generation of crack babies. Yes, I said it. They are going to die alone because they have no semblance of cognizance to be able to nurture environments where they have support or loved ones. They're making these babies and making single moms, and these children resent them and don't have a strong relationship with them. And we're going to slowly see a new generation of millennial males and the future generations. There's going to be a nursing home filled with men, and there's going to be a whole change of women that are going to live together Golden Girl style, that will take care of ourselves, and we will have healthy relationships, and we will never die alone. So I just wanted to point that out. And again, I thank you so much for allowing me to come on. I was really excited to take part in the panel.
That's what's up. I
I
appreciate
agree.
you.
But we're
Yeah.
talking about nursing homes. They don't get that far in life.
No, they
Right.
don't.
We're talking
Touche.
about they dying behind bars. They dying on street corners. Uh, they're not getting to nursing home age in this generation.
Touche.
And I don't see anybody paying any money to put them in there in the first place.
I won't. My dad will have to just rot. I
Yeah.
don't
Oops.
apologize for that.
Hopefully you'll die peacefully while getting Alzheimer's. Like,
I mean,
no,
it
I'm
is what
not.
it is.
That's just me though. I ain't doing that.
If y'all
Hell
ever
no.
seen the inside of an inpatient hospice, one that takes Medicaid, those black men are indeed dying alone, and they're not all old. A lot of them have stuff that came
Mm-hmm.
from their lifestyle. They are
Mm-hmm.
in there by themselves,
Mhm.
especially you'll see it during visiting hours. They are by themselves, and that's why a lot of times they're problematic as patients. They're always on that call light. They're always complaining
Mm-hmm.
about something. They're always saying, I'm missing something. Somebody took some shit out of my room. They're looking for company. They don't
Mm-hmm.
need anything. They're getting the same care that all the other patients are getting, but they're complaining the most because they're looking for somebody to talk to. So the fact of the matter is they are the ones that are dying alone. And a lot of times it's a painful death because they be maxed out on morphine and
Mm-hmm.
that's all that they can get. So, hey, die alone my ass.
And when they're in
It's
these
only
facilities,
fair.
they're inappropriate with the women that work there.
Oh,
I come
yes.
from a
Yes.
family of CNAs, and they hate having to take care of black men. They hate it.
Yeah, they be
Literally, I work at a job like that, and I found out one of the clients told his home health aide, just lie on the bed. You don't have to do anything.
What
What?
the fuck?
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's only fair they die a
Mhm.
painful death. It's because of the torment they put women and kids through. It's only fair. That's
They're
just the
degenerate.
universe giving you back what you gave to everybody else.
I strongly encourage women to partner up with friends, siblings, female siblings, or any peers that we have that can allow us to pay off a house or a debt and kind of operate where in the similar structure of cultures where they pay off houses and we stay together and we kind of support each other, whether it's single women, women with children, and we just take care of ourselves and we just eliminate them completely. And they will begin to see how crucial our presence is, because what's happening is that these hobos and these winter is coming gentlemen, that's actually a compliment to them. These crusty dusty nakers, they will begin to see that we will flourish without them, and as we start to divest, we will begin to also benefit from that as well. But those are our options at this point. I strongly encourage our young women and our women that are seasoned to do these things as we reach retirement age and not try to do it alone.
I have a direct question related to that, like moving forward and stepping up
What's
and
up?
truly divesting. Is moving into like a gentrified area, is that kind of like a step back and 2 steps forward or something? Because
I
I'd
don't
like to open
understand.
that question up to everyone because I don't know the exact plan, but I really see the bigger picture, and so I'd really like to have someone who's an expert in kind of gentrification and housing to better kind of explain that. But I see the bigger picture, and I'm trying to figure it out myself. I'm 36, and so I'm just thinking long term, like 30 years from now.
So, are you looking for a new home? Or new
Yeah, I
area?
literally toured a place today and it's gorgeous, but everyone there is like either a homeless looking black man or like a non-black person who looks like they have money, and it's weird. And the landlord even told me that there was like a carjacking like 4 months ago. I'm the one who was carjacked before, so that meant a lot. And I'm just like, I don't know what this means. Like, I mean, on one hand, there's surveillance everywhere, so the police were able to like know where the person went.
Surveillance cameras just record your death.
Yeah.
Period.
It
Let
doesn't
me.
prevent it. So
We headed to hour 3, y'all. Let me go ahead and go on this diatribe so I can have some time with the ladies in the Discord. Listen, y'all. The man that you see on your screen, okay? Let me show you this motherfucker. He was arrested for selling meth, selling fentanyl. He also had other drugs with him. He also had guns with him, okay? If they gave a fuck about the people in the community, there's a large amount of people that are dying from overdose. Back 10 years ago, when they were saying this was white folk shit, they had a way to point the finger. Well, it's not, it's inevitable that that shit will come to your community as well when you stick it out with black men for whatever they do. They're going to bring that shit to you. Now it's come. Actually, black people are using meth at the highest rate that they've ever used it in the past. It's no longer just white folks shit. Okay? I remember, I'm old enough to remember the crack era. The crack era for Blackistan was foul. It was dangerous. There were a lot of hungry children. There were a lot of single mothers, a lot of women doing crazy shit to get their fix. And they were being supplied to by your kings. I suspect that in a couple years, no more than maybe 3 years, there will be a repeat of this shit because your new kings are going to bring the meth to your community. And meth is a lot more powerful and a lot more long acting than crack is. If it does to the black community what crack did in the 80s and 90s, you better grab your fucking purse and you better get the fuck on. There were a lot of raids. There were a lot of innocent people being murdered on those raids. There was a lot of violence, drive-bys. There were a lot of babies born that couldn't stop crying because they were addicted to a drug that they were withdrawing from on their first day on earth. A replay is coming. I cannot tell you, if you don't like the thought of divesting just because you don't like white folk, that's on you. But what you better like is your safety. There's some shit coming down the pike, and I told y'all this before, and it actually came. Blackistan is not the place to be when the shit hits the fan. Folks is out here struggling. Folks are out here desperate, and these women are not being taken care of, and they've never been taken care of. And it's going to be a replay, but this time it's going to be on steroids. You better get your ass away from them. I don't care if you and your friend have to be roommates. You got to find a way to get the fuck from out of there. If not, find a way to get strapped, because these men don't give a fuck about you. The fact that you birthed them, the fact that you love them, the fact that you even want them still, it's turning them the fuck off. It's actually making them hate you even more. So what you better do is get the fuck on. I can't express it enough. They were pretending like they gave a fuck about drugs and the drug epidemic and all this extra shit when they thought some white boys was going to be able to make their case for them because they were on a date with black women. Overdose deaths with black women are on the rise as well. And they're just using those stories to get up under your skin and try to scare you from taking care of yourself. Get your ass away from them as quickly as possible. I know that there's a whole bunch of stories out here that we could cover. I don't enjoy covering those stories, but I will cover those stories if it's going to make you get the fuck on. We do receipts over here. We don't do, look what happened to that black man. He was with that white girl. He can be with that white girl. Let these niggas be with them. Why is it your concern? That's one more black woman that doesn't have to be fucked up. Doesn't have to be a baby mama. Doesn't have to be in poverty, y'all. The ones that are still in their feelings about them dating out, you better get out your feelings and put your safety first, and then you go explore your options. That's the response to that. Y'all big on energy and all this extra shit. The energy that they're giving you, you need to give it back. That is the energy of abandonment. Divest from they ass. Let their problems be their problems. They're not your problems. If the situation was reversed, you would not get the same. Y'all haven't had a reciprocal relationship with these niggas ever in history. Ever. Get your ass on. I will see you ladies in the Discord, and I appreciate y'all to pieces. Love you to pieces, and hit me if you need anything. Bye.
Hey, thank
Bye,
you,
DZ. Bye, ladies.
Thank you.